All right, here we have Don from Kings Island. Don, why don't you tell us a little bit about Diamondback and what it's going to have.
Well, Diamondback's our newest coaster. It's our 15th roller coaster at Kings Island. It stands 230 feet at its highest point. It has 5,282 feet of track. It has 10 vertical drops overall. The first drop's 215 feet at a 74-degree angle. It's the tallest, fastest, meanest roller coaster to ever strike Kings Island, and we're very excited about it. I think this is the kind of ride that the park is needed, and that's what our guests have been saying for a number of years. And when you visit the park this year, we've delivered on what, something I think was the missing piece, in our coaster lineup.
What kind of challenges were you faced with Diamondback?
I think building Diamondback, I think the biggest challenges were when they were digging the footers and things, not to hit any kind of existing kind of lines and things that run under there. So that was the biggest challenge. What kind of theming in the station is going to have? The station, it'll kind of just kind of look like the B station, or maybe when you go in the Firehawk, something like that. Not a lot of bells and whistles. The thrill element, that's the big thing with this ride. That's what it's about. Not so much the theming. It's going to have a nice entrance. It'll have a great logo and things out front. But if you go to Cedar Point, you see Millennium Forest, you see Magnum, or at Kings Island, with Firehawk. That's the kind of queue line and station that you're going to see.
What kind of lighting on the lift hill and also on the ride will it feature?
Well, that's still something that still up in the air. There'll be something like the Beast. When you go up to the lift hill there, where it's got a couple of lights at the very top. Something so it can be seen and things like that. By the planes and things flying over. What kind of capacity will Diamondback? Diamondback, there's going to be 3 trains. They're going to seat 32 guests at a time. So in the course of an hour, you'll be able to accommodate 1,620 guests. Awesome. It's their highest capacity ride in the park. What kind of landscaping around by the splash area will be there? With the name of the ride, Diamondbacks, you're going to want to have kind of a little bit of a western kind of look to it. Something where a Diamondback snake would hang out. So you're going to see some rocks and some things like that going around the splashdown. So if you look at the animation, or you look at some of the still renderings that are on the Diamondback website at diamondback.com, that's what you're going to see in that splashdown area. And so everything, like from the animation, everything from the rocks and all that stuff is still planned? Yeah, it's still very much planned. Everything, pretty close to scale with that. What it's going to look like. There might be a couple of trees, a couple of feet different, or something like that. But I think most things are pretty realistic. Looking at the drawings and just the different things that we gave. The folks that did the animation, Keith McVean, and also gave B&M. So everybody had the same things to kind of work from, and that's what we're hoping that look pretty much like the finished product will look pretty much like the animation. Awesome. What kind of features are the trains going to have that are different from any other coasters around in the industry? Well, you're not going to see anything else like it in the United States. The closest to these trains, Behemoth over at Canada's Wonderland, which is Cedar Fair Park, but the stadium-style seating, it's open air. The 2 seats in front are going to be right next to each other. 2 seats behind them, they're going to be elevated a little bit up higher, but they're going to be off to the side, so everyone's got the same exact view as any other rider on the train. So if you're in the front seat, back seat, doesn't matter. You've got an unobstructed view of the entire ride experience. It's a seats that not going to have any kind of sides on them. They're not going to have any kind of seat belts or anything like that. So for the guests that come to Kings Island who used to ride in rides like the Beast and the Racer, where you've got kind of the sides and everything like that, you're not going to have that here. It's pretty much a little similar to what you have in Millennium Forest, but a little bit different. Awesome. When's testing going to start, and when are the trains going to be put on the track? The trains, we hope to have them on the track, early February. The trains have arrived on property, but we have to wait for some of the inclement weather and things like that to kind of clear up. But the plan is to get them on as early as possible in February. The actual testing of the ride could begin, early March, as soon as the weather gets a little bit warmer. But everything with the ride, it's on schedule, it's on pace. It'll be ready to open on April 18th. How many different events will be featured in 2009 for Kings Island, also Diamondback, and also the 30th anniversary for Beast? Well, you mentioned the Beast 30th anniversary, and everything's been about Diamondback, but we don't want to get lost in the shuffle. I think the Beast is arguably the greatest wooden roller coaster ever built. You only turn 30 once. We want to make that a big celebration this year, and that'll be a big part of what we do event-wise and everything. But if you look at what we did last year with Robbie Knievel coming in doing a motorcycle jump, you had Rick Valenda on the 4th of July doing a 2,000-foot high wire walk across the fountain to the Eiffel Tower from the front gate. We brought in the Brady Bunch last year. We had Carmen Electra come back. We had eating contest, things like that. You're going to see a lot of special events, along those lines. I don't know if you can have anything as high profile maybe as a Robbie Knievel, but we're going to have a lot more, a lot of fun events, and anywhere from 10 to 15. And you need to do things like that to kind of enhance the guest experience. Some of them you do because it's going to draw more guests, but other ones you do also just an enhanced experience for a lot of your park regulars that come, just to give them another reason to come back out again.
And when is Diamond open to the public?
Diamondback will open on April 18th. That'll be our opening day. We're going to start the day with an auction. The first rides will be for auction on Diamondback.com or KIDiamondback.com, and for a minimum bid of $50, we'll be able to possibly be on that first train. And then after that, it'll be open to the public, and we're looking forward to a very exciting year with that ride.
Okay, coaster-net.com, and I would like to thank you for the interview. Don, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Thank you.